Hi, welcome back to Steve's Giant Pumpkins at Hematite Homestead. A week off of work, lots of work done here in the pumpkin patch instead of going to the paper mill every day. But I did take one day off to have a little bit of fun.
Thank you. You gotta get that. Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. Metallica appreciates you. Thank you. Good night.
Alright, you wanted to see that. I took the music off of it so that I don't get any copyrights and YouTube wouldn't take the video off. The day the earth shook in Blacksburg, Virginia, you wanted to see it. You're welcome. Alright, let's check out some pumpkins, shall we? And we'll take a quick look at these plants down here. This is, we're going to start off on the other side over here. This has always been my problem area down here. It's growing a lot of grass. It's been coming on for a couple of weeks now. I've been letting it go because I should have had some mustard in here. I'm not seeing any mustard coming up in this at all. Expecting rain most of the week, so I'm going to get this tilled. Hey, there's a little bit of mustard right there. One little piece. I'm going to get this tilled in. I actually forgot my pot ash when I was doing my amendments. I didn't forget it. I knew I needed it. I thought I had it. I didn't. So I got that after the fact. And I also forgot to put my Epsom in here. So I'm going to add those two things. A little bit of Tattle Star in here ahead of this evening and tomorrow's rain. Get that nice and worked in. And I'm going to give this area a really nice dose of preen. This has always been my problem area. This is where the 2266 Cosmore was last year. Right around this ballpark here, going back this way. Got overrun with morning glory and weeds and just got out of control. I used it to pollinate everything and then got rid of it. But I don't have that option this year because this is going to be my number one plant, I hope. Let's go in here and take a peek. All right. That's a little flagging a little bit. It's a little warm in here. Looks like my lights are on. Heating cables in the ground. Upgraded this year from starter cables to gutter cables. And what in the world happened here? I don't know what in the world this is all about. How in the world did that happen? It's a nice big leaf though. No worries, this plant's probably going away anyway. These are the 2501 Burnstones. This is the one that the ducks chewed on, and it's made a really nice comeback. It's going to be the keeper, I'm certain. This one over here looks like it's trying to ribbon vine on me, so a little bit concerned about it. There's what nice wide, and it's too early to tell, but it certainly looks to me like that's the direction this thing is headed in. So. But again, that's okay because we're probably not going to grow this. Well, that looks like that made the decision for me. I guess it laid down and broke itself off. So, well, let's go ahead and, I'm going to leave it. Yeah, I don't understand what happened here. Alright, let's go ahead and just barely hanging on there. Alright, so I'm 125.01 down. Not a bad looking plant. It was doing okay. It's about 10 days behind this one over here. And it did look like that it was going to ribbon vine on me. I'm pretty certain that's what that looks like it's going to do. So I've been keeping a close eye on it. But that's okay. I don't know what happened here. It's a heavy, heavy plant. That's okay. So it just forced me to make a decision a little earlier than I wanted to, but that's all right. This one looks like it's doing really well. I'm pleased so far. Come in here, get some weeds out of here. Heating cables are helping grow the weed as well. And let's see what we got here. Is my main splitting? Even got a little flower there. I don't really like that either. A little too early for that. Alright, so I have to keep a close eye on this. Ouch. But that's where we're at on the 25.01. Needs a little bit of water. There's some moist back in here, a little dry ahead of the plant. We'll take care of that shortly. Alright, these are both Godzilla in here. And see that nasty looking leaf back there on the back of that. I've fought yellowing leaves inside the house on these, and I don't really understand why. I was doing nothing different than I ever done before. But getting them in the ground really helped a lot. It got them moving in the right direction. Both these plants are still on the table to grow. Unless I find this guy broken off. I don't know why they're doing that. I guess I should have planted it at a better angle. That one over there laid down really nicely. It's going to be the keeper so far. No doubt about it. This one's catching up. It also is about a week behind, probably. A week younger. I really struggled with this seed. I planted 6 seeds this year to get these 2 plants. The rest of them went in compost. It just didn't do very well out the gate. But hopefully we got a keeper right here. I'm going to get a nice fruit off of Travis Ginger's Godzilla seed. I'm really looking forward to this grow. I tried to grow it last year and it just did absolutely nothing. It came up about 4 inches in the pot and just stopped there and never did nothing else. So it came out all funky looking too, which a couple of these starts did as well. See my lights aren't on in here. Soil's a little warmer on this side, and it has been for most of the season. So the lights don't really do much for heating up this big space. Primarily for me, it's an indicator that the thermostat is doing its job and it's turning things on and off. I got the thermostat in the ground right here, about 8 inches deep, controlled right here. And the lights are also plugged into that, and they all come on at the same time. Alright, so there's a quick look at both those plants. I'm going to get some potash put in this area and in between and all the open spaces that I have, and some Epsom and Preen and Talstar, and get it tilled in before rain comes. It's really been really wet so far. I think, I mean, this looks dry, but underneath of it's probably pretty wet. But I can't keep waiting. It looks like we're going to have rain all week long. I feel like I need to do this. So let me get that done and we'll talk again about some other stuff. Well, while I'm tilling the patch, I'm not going to make you watch that. What's new? Construction zone right here. I'm building me a pallet shed. You guys that watch the channel all the time know I love to do stuff with pallets. It's going to get everything out of this big huge mess here that I'm not going to show you. It's still a work in progress. I'm getting there. The biggest plus to this is that I ran electricity in it from the barn back there to here, and put me in a little 6-breaker box, and I've got dedicated circuits to all the pumpkins, and this is going to keep me from having to run 200 feet of extension cord from the house now. I'm super pumped up about this. I absolutely been wanting to do this for a couple of years. I'm glad I finally did it. Got all the circuits labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. That's each pumpkin. I got a separate dedicated circuit for my pump, and then a 5th circuit right here that'll be used for the air mixers when I'm making batches of feed and doing compost tea. I'll use this little area right here to charge my batteries and stuff too for some tools that I use. But still work in progress. I'm reluctant to move anything else in here because the roof material is not supposed to be here till tomorrow, and it's supposed to rain quite a bit tomorrow and the day after, so this is kind of where it's going to stay for right now. This is going to help me keep things nice and clean over here. I'll give you a real quick look. Yeah, I'm not proud of that. That basically I broke down the patch last year, got all the plants out of it, tilled it, put some mustard in it, watered it, and walked away from it for 2.5 months and hunting those deer. Not proud of the fact that I left my huge mess out here all winter long. I covered it up with a tarp and walked away from it. So thankfully that won't be the case anymore. I'm going to have a nice neat place here to keep everything, and this whole area in front of me is going to be nice and cleaned up. I'm going to get rid of this big box. The only thing out here is going to be the water. Alright, I got that all tilled in. Looks much better. That's the last time it'll be tilled this year. Everything else will be hand weeding and using whatever that fancy tool is. I can't remember what it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about. So, still got lots of grass on top down there. Pretty sure I got it all uprooted, so I had to go over it like 4 times in that area. I was considering putting some weed fabric down over there just in that area. Still considering it. Probably not going to do it. I don't like weed fabric. You guys know that. I like to be able to see my dirt. So probably not going to do it. Hopefully the preen gets in here and does its job. So reluctantly, I'm going to go show you these 2 plants that I'm not proud of at all. I'm not going to tell you what they are. This sickly looking plant right here. I came out here on May 1st, and this plant and that plant were overrun with cucumber beetles. I mean hundreds of them. And really surprised to see that on May 1st. I have a backup to this plant. It's going to go right here in just a little bit. I got a backup for that plant over there. It's not quite ready to transplant. It should be another 3 days probably. I'll get that in the ground over there. I mean, this one's growing. I rolled the dice on these. They went in the ground about a week after these plants did, and I thought that, well, not that I thought, I just didn't have time to put up huts. And I rolled the dice on them, and definitely a big difference between these and those. I do have the heating cables on, hooked up underneath of here. I got my thermostat in the ground about 8 to 10 inches or so, and bucket covering up to keep everything dry. This right here kind of separates the growth space for both of these plants. This plant over here will get all this, and this plant over here will get all this. And this is, I put some weed fabric down underneath of these and cut these pallets in half because they were way too wide for what I wanted to do with them. Basically, it's going to separate the 2 patches and give my extension cords a nice, happy place to run and stay nice and clean. I'm super thrilled about not having extension cords run all the way to over there and to back there. Now this is going to be a bit of a game changer for me this year. So the cucumber beetles got this way worse. You can see the leaves are in really bad shape. I did a really low dose, and there's one right there. I was going to tell you, I did a really low dose of 7 and didn't see any since then. And lo and behold, I come out here and there's one. And I don't know where it went. But they really did a lot of damage to this plant right here. And I don't know if it's going to make it or not. And also, apparently I planted it the wrong direction. It's trying to grow this way and it's got to go that way. but I do have a backup for it. I don't know if this is going to make it. I'm going to let it stay here and keep doing this thing. And I'm going to put another one right here in a few days. Off to a really rough start in the main patch. I think I'm 24 plants in right now. Just had a really hard time getting anything in the house to look decent enough to put out in the patch. Had a lot of problems with the leaves yellowing on me. Almost everything I grew on. A couple plants didn't yellow leaves. The Bernstrom plant and the Godzilla plant both had yellow leaves, and they worked their way right out of it when I got them in the ground. And I saw a Facebook reel where Jamie Graham had some issues with yellowing leaves, and his solution was to get them outside and put them in the ground. And I had already done that, so when I saw that, it was a little bit of confidence that I made the right decision. Well, that's about it for today. Back to work tomorrow. Probably won't get to do much more work out here the next few days. It's supposed to be a lot of rain the next couple of days. I'll keep a close eye on these plants, and can't wait to start burying some vines. That's coming real soon on these plants in the huts here, but not so much on these outdoor plants. When we come back next time, we'll take a look at the 150 square foot patch. I do have 2 plants out there, and I'm getting ready to put a third in it. So we'll see where that lands. So I appreciate you guys watching the guy growing pumpkins, giant pumpkins on YouTube that ain't never grown a 1,200 pound pumpkin before in his life. But hopefully this is the year. Hopefully we're going to hit all those numbers that I want to hit. I want to go to Utah next spring and put on a GPC jacket. Hopefully it's going to happen this year right here. Break some Virginia state record. Grow Virginia's first ever 2,000 pound pumpkin. I was pumped up. I thought this is the year, but all the trouble I've had just getting plants in the ground, who knows, but you never know. There's a long ways to go yet. So keep following along, and I'll see you next time.